So GifterX Talks, I started this 3 years ago. I've been speaking for over 20 years, but 3 years ago I decided, you know what? I want to create a platform to inspire people in Miami with stories from entrepreneurs. We've literally had the TED founder come by, we've had Queen Diambi come by, we've had the Reebok co-founder. So our hope and goal is that when you come here, you leave inspired. When you come here, you meet people that are your new friends, new clients, maybe even your lover, who knows, you know? I've match-made people before. You can clap for that if you want. We're clapping. That was like a half clap, okay? But I'm so grateful that you've come here today. And a little bit about me. My name is Christopher Kai. Born and raised in New York City. Anyone from New York? New York in the house. So I never would have imagined that a 6-year-old boy in Woodside, Queens, 4 miles east of Manhattan, who was punished every single day for talking too much in class, who was labeled as having a reading disability, who was so short that I had to look up to the girl that I tried to ask out on a date. But one day I would grow up and write 7 books, travel as a speaker, and help clients in 120 cities, 30 countries, 6 continents. So my hope and goal is that every single panelist and speaker you see on this stage, you see an element of yourself. Because all of us are here to serve. All of us are here to inspire. So all I hope is that every single person you see on this stage, you're like, wow, I really relate to them, and maybe I can be like them. So thank you so much for being here. We're gonna have a panel of 3 individuals, another panel of 3 individuals, 2 keynote speakers. I'm gonna close out the night by giving a speech called The 3 Picassos of Capitalism. Anyone know how many people there are in the world? 8 billion people. There's only about 3,000 billionaires. So it's not just 0.1%, it's like 0.0001% of people in the world. So I call billionaires Picassos of capitalism. So if you want to learn, why not learn from the top? So my lesson I'm going to teach you all is the 3 Picassos of capitalism, where I'm going to teach you 3 lessons that I learned from billionaires that hopefully can help you, not necessarily just to be a billionaire, have the billionaire mindset, but really to live your life as best you can. So with that, thank you so much for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. All right, so I'm going to introduce our first panel. If Dr. Rokia, Dr. Diane, and Dr. Ash should come up to the stage, please. You good? Okay. So we call this a doctor panel. We have a doctor, a Juris Doctor, a lawyer, a psychiatrist, award-winning psychiatrist, and a psychologist, Ashley. But I'm just going to pass the mic to whoever I'm asking question, okay? I'll start with Diana. So, Dr. Her Excellency Queen Diane graduated, she literally is a queen from Ghana. That's actually not a joke. She literally has this amazing status and stature in life. And for myself, I teach business owners how to find the highest connections in the world, how to communicate, and how to build credibility. But what I find is that people think that it's all about your network, which is important. People might think it's about communication skills, but really the single most important thing you need to build in a business is your credibility. If you don't have credibility, why would anyone care what you say? You have the best product, best service. Literally, without credibility, no one will care. Dr. Diane is literally one of the top level thought leaders where she teaches entrepreneurs how to build that global brand. Dr. Diane, how did you come up with that ability and focus to help entrepreneurs build their global brand?
Through coaching. I'll never forget in 2007 when the market crashed and we lost everything. We lost our cars, we lost our home, we lost everything. Went from three bedroom home with everything in it to being in someone's basement. And it was so traumatic. My family moved 13 times in 7 years. And I heard about a coaching program. I was in Maryland. I heard about a coaching program in Atlanta. I didn't have the money to go. I didn't have a way to go. I didn't have a place to stay. But I said, you know what? I'm going, because I had to rebrand. I had to make a change because everything was just devastating. I got in a ride with 6 other people heading to Atlanta. I didn't know them. I got in a bed with 3 other women. I didn't know them, thank God nothing happened, but I met the coach I was looking for. He's a billionaire, and I was able to get a session with him, buy his book, and it changed my life. And I realized then that I had to rebrand myself, and since then I've helped 1,000 people in 79 different countries to rebrand themselves, increase their impact, their money, their freedom, and it's changed my life. And that is why, every coach needs a coach, and you are my coach, Chris. And I thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. So I'm going to introduce each individual panelist, and then I'll just have some questions for them. I really want you to get to know them after this, so this is more of like a preview. And as Albert Einstein once said, your imagination is more important than knowledge, because your imagination is your preview of your life's coming attractions. When you meet these people, yes, you can get inspired from them on stage, but I really, really encourage you to get to know them after this content part, okay? So if you watched any of my Instagram stuff, did anyone watch the Instagram stuff? 3 people, okay, I'm really sad now. But so I used to be a singer-songwriter, and so I was posting with my team all these various experts that we have. But the one music I posted for award-winning psychiatrist Dr. Rokia is that really, what is it, the kind of serial killer thing? Because literally this woman has worked with top-level athletes, top-level lawyers, top-level executives, but also serial killers. And what I found fascinating is that, yeah, you can laugh, but you might not realize this, but there are certain traits that, who's an entrepreneur here? There are certain traits that an entrepreneur has similar to a psychopath, a sociopath, or a serial killer. Is that true, Dr. Rokia?
It's funny you're saying that, Chris. Yes, it is. And the 3 top characteristics which I have seen in my experience of working with business owners and serial killers is, the first thing is dominance, the second is aggression, and the third is the grandiosity.
Do you have those qualities? Grandiose, dominance, and aggression, I believe? And so how do you actually teach and help entrepreneurs? Because Dr. Rokia literally takes people that where they are now, where sometimes they might have these psychopathic tendencies, and I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a serial killer. So it's more of like, so how do you actually move them along this path to just greatness and have that mental fortitude as an award-winning psychiatrist?
It's helping them understand. Like if you look at these 3 traits, grandiosity, aggression, dominance, these are survival skills they have leaned on as they were growing up, and they use these skills to insulate themselves, to protect them from feelings of insecurity, rejection, failure. So what happens is as they grow, this insulation gets stronger and stronger, and they use it as a shield to succeed, which means when they fail, which is normal in anybody's journey, they just can't cope. And I've got a classical example, I can come to that later, Chris, as to one of the business owners who was working with me on this. I can just share his journey with you.
That's great. And Dr. Rokia flew in from London, so let's give Dr. Rokia some extra love. I think it's like 8,000 miles round trip, I think. But anyway, or 5,000 kilometers, or no, actually, whatever, but kilometers, okay. Okay, so the amazing thing about life and business and psychology or psychiatry, so Dr. Ashley is a psychologist, she's chosen a very specific niche. She's literally a mindset coach and expert for entrepreneurs. But she chose specifically alpha men, male executives. Why is that, Dr. Ashley?
Yeah, thank you. So I have been blessed to be in the field for 10 plus years, and I've seen a lot, and what I was seeing is a lot of male entrepreneurs they didn't have a place to go to talk about what their struggles and what they were going through, and a lot of them actually were depressed, and they thought about committing suicide, and so I feel like the alpha males are really left out in society and not allowed to express emotions, and so I like to think that I give them a safe place to grow and be their best selves. So
that's great. So I'm just going to open up these questions just generally, right? So again, everyone I talked to today, if you've not been here before, GifterX Talks is literally called GifterX Talks because first you have to have the X factor, like what is that wow factor? But gifters, I believe that every single one of you has a story which is a gift to the world. So imagine every networking event you go to, every person you talk to, you have a story that's a gift to the world. And if you own that, every person is either a gift giver or a gift receiver. And so for me, what do you feel is the greatest gift of literally giving? I mean, you have successful careers, but what do you most love about coaching? And anyone can answer that.
I think for me, through my coaching experience, it's the transformation you see. I would like to cite an example where I had a client, let's call him Mike, because I need to preserve confidentiality. So he was a very, very successful businessman. And he was a visionary, he was very innovative, he was creative, he had the drive, he was very ambitious. But then, these ideas, as I said, say grandiosity, you need a little bit of grandiosity to have that vision and creativity. You need a little bit of dominance to help you make some bold decisions. But then the same dominance, if you don't incorporate empathy within it, that's when it becomes self-destructive. And the same with aggression as well. You need a little bit of aggression to give you the drive, to give you the fire. But then when it is not managed, when it is not controlled, that can destroy organizations, that can destroy teams, that can destroy your personal life and your relationships as well. That's exactly what happened to Mike. He was very successful, but then he reached a stage where he wasn't able to control these three streaks in him. So it kind of went unleashed, if you know what I mean. So there were new young recruits, bright ideas, but he wasn't able to embrace them. He stopped listening to people because he believed that with that experience, he's got the wisdom, he's got the knowledge, he should be able to do it. And that's when things went wrong. So he began to fail. His business failed. And what happens, because they are not used to failures, so he just collapsed. His inner world collapsed and he began to withdraw. He became so depressed, suicidal, at the break of his relationship almost breaking down. And this is such a sad story because he had two young, beautiful daughters, aged 8 and 10. So he was almost at the end of the tether. That's when he came to see me. His story really broke my heart. So a very successful businessman, almost at the end of the tether. So he was like, when he first saw me, he said, is there anything that can kill me instantaneously? I've not come here for help. I didn't come here to seek help. I know nobody can help me. I just need a solution to kill myself. Do you have an instant solution?
It's insane.
And just going back to what you said, Chris, I worked with him for just 3 months. Just 3 months. And the transformation. In that 3 months, we just worked on his traits, the origin of his traits, how he has nurtured them beyond, a certain level, moving to self-destruction. So that deep work really, he became an alcoholic. He became very depressed and alcoholic. Being an addiction psychiatrist, yes, I was able to, help with the alcohol problems. But there's something deeper than that. It is the trait which he has fed excessively. So helping them realize that, I think that's absolutely important. Otherwise, they might relapse again. I'm sure you guys have seen and heard many alcoholics, they do well, detox 3 months, and then they relapse in 6 months, a year, or, slightly later. So with Michael, just doing that deep work for a period of 3 months, remarkable transformation, getting himself back, his family back, his business back. I think that's where I get the satisfaction from. Chris, thank you.
Actually, thank you. So Ashley and then Dr. Diane, again, what do you most love about coaching?
I'm going to second you on that as well. And as you're talking, I was thinking of a similar story. The transformation is it's just so great, and helping people to fully live their best lives. I have a client who, when he came to me, he was spending $10,000 a month on cocaine and hookers, and he's married and he worked so hard for this career, and he was working towards becoming a partner in a law firm. And after us working together for a little bit, he ended up stopping his self-destructive behaviors and saving $10,000 a month, rekindled his relationship with his wife, and he's fully present with his family now, and he actually just made partner at his law firm. So that was really exciting for me to see.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And again, with Dr. Diane, if you look at some of her credentials, it's just like very long. It's like White House and all these countries. So I'm curious, what transformations do you feel you've seen in coaching your clients?
I specialize, as you know, with executives and entrepreneurs to help them to build a global brand. And I've been able to do that because of 25 years dealing with executives and CEOs, ambassadors in over 79 different countries. So I've been able to put them in my network. I've been able to coach them in terms of increasing their financials. I can give one woman as an example. She was doing around $10,000 a month. She came into my program of coaching and training her, and within 6 months she was up to $3 million because she was
Who wants some of that?
She was not, thank you. She was not just using her individual power to make money, but she started doing conferences instead of just being an individual. So she went right to the roof, and now she's doing exceptional. I don't coach her anymore. Now she coaches everybody else. But the fact of the matter is that, as you taught us today, is that the coach really wants the student to not need them anymore, and that's what's happened with her. But I've had several other situations. I had a young lady who did unpaid speaking. How many people here do unpaid speaking? Anybody offer you to speak, you just jump in and do it? Well, that's what she did. And so she was at $0 a year. I was able to bring her up to $50,000 a year within 6 months of training her. She now speaks on behalf of the United Nations. She's been to 10 different countries. She's only 30, so it's not as if she's older. And so to go from 0 to 50,000 may not seem like a lot, 50,000 a lot, but you're going from 0. So the bottom line is that wherever you are, you know, I have the pleasure of transforming wherever you are financially to take you to the next level based on my network, based on the credibility I can build for you and build you a global brand. So it gives me a lot of pleasure doing that.
That's great. My last question for them, and again, the goal and hope is this. I used to work at American Express, left that job over 20 years ago because I don't want an employer who actually still has a job. I call that a prison. Because if you think about this, I was in Amsterdam last year, and I was in my hotel room looking out at the people eating lunch, and I thought, oh wow, that's where I used to be. Meaning, your boss determines where you eat, where you sleep, where you live, where you work, when you work, what you wear, where you live, where you bring your kids, because based on your salary, it determines everything. And I really encourage you, if you've never considered being a coach or speaker, you might want to consider that, because when you are a speaker or coach, you have the most freedom. Because for me, I just feel pain when I meet people that I really like meeting and wanting to help them. The coaching world, if you don't know, is a $67 billion space. So whatever you're doing in your life, whether you have a business, whether it's coaching or not, know that the coaching world is a $67 billion space. So anyone I meet, whether it's at a job, wants to quit their job, has their actual business in whatever field, you can be a coach. Literally, I'm at an airport one time, and this guy has a tire repair shop. And I told him this because I'm very passionate about helping people. I went on YouTube and said, how to create a tire repair shop, and there's literally a coach on how to teach someone how to create a tire repair shop. So whatever you're doing, do your best to make the money you're doing now, but why not have an extra revenue stream? And I wanted to profile these experts on the stage so that they can hopefully give you examples of what you can be. Because at the end of the day, when I heard about what these all individuals do, especially like they're getting the serial killer, we all have dark sides. We all have shadows. But to know that you can veer on either side, especially men, you got to find help. So hopefully they were examples. So my last question for you three is, if let's say everyone in the room might want to be a doctor of psychology, doctor of psychiatry, be a lawyer, a world leader, what's the one piece of advice that you wish someone told you when you just began? Because you've already been along this journey for so long, but let's say people in the room are like, oh, I can't do this, I don't want to go for 4, 5, 10 years. What's that one piece of advice that you wish someone told you when you just first began? Not where you are now, but when you first began your journey.
Get a coach. Get a mentor. You cannot do it by yourself. And you need someone that is dedicated just to help you. Don't go in a classroom with 100 people. Get that one-on-one. That's what made the difference for me. I'm telling you, when I went to Atlanta, I did not have the proper clothes, I didn't have a place to stay, but I was determined to get that coach. And it's changed my life. You know, I've done so many great things and accomplished so many great achievements because I listened to that one person. And I've spent millions of dollars on my education. I'm a Georgetown trained attorney. That cost me so much. The money I have put into getting trained and coached, it's worth it. And so get a coach. That's the only thing I need to say to you today. Get a coach.
Thank you, Diane. Let's give Diane some love, please. Actually, what's the one advice you thought, again, when you were just thinking about this? Because it's easy when you look at people that are successful to say, I can't be that, but I'm telling you, everything is possible, mostly if you do have a mentor, as all of us on this stage have had. So what's one advice you wish you had, but not told?
I would say don't let anyone else determine your worth or your future, and be around people that you aspire to be like, and you will be that person.
That's great. Thank you. Dr. Rokia, one piece of advice that you wish someone told you when you first started your journey?
I would say from my own experience, the first step is own your dark side. I think it's absolutely critical.
Did you hear what Dr. Rokia said?
Because
own your dark side. We all have it.
Because if we don't own it, what I mean by owning it is you need to name it. It could be aggression, it could be dominance, it could be arrogance, it could be grandiosity. We'll all have a streak of that, but we need to be aware of that. You name it. Unless you name it, you can't tame it. Yeah?
Unless you don't name it, you can't tame it. Own your dark side, that's amazing.
And if you don't own it, it will start owning you. And that's when the process of self-destruction starts. So for you to be able to recognize all that, I'm sure most of you here, you may be business owners or leading businesses. What is really important is your business grows as much as you do. So for you to be able to grow, you need to invest in yourself. I wish I had invested a bit more in myself, definitely 10 years earlier. I don't regret, better late than never, but I wish there was someone like this, to guide me at that time. Because we were into medical training and all, medical medicine. But, it's only recently I've been able to open my eyes a bit more wider than the healthcare sector. So that one piece of advice would be invest in yourself. Because leadership is not about strategy, it's about psychology. When you invest in yourself, you won't be leading teams. You will become masters of yourself. Once you achieve that self-mastery, everything will fall into place. So that would be my piece of advice, Chris.
That's amazing. Let's give them some love, please. So all of our panelists today, all of our speakers today, they've been so gracious enough to offer a complimentary strategy call. So if you want to learn more from these individuals on stage, just talk to Simone. Let's give Simone some love. She's our event director. Let's wave her to her. So at any point, if you feel inspired, if you feel moved, they're not charging for the service. I asked them, can you please give a gift for our audience? Because they're amazing people. Give yourselves some love, please, right now. Give yourselves some love. So if you have any interest in their coaching, in their experiences, in their speaking, please look for Simone. She actually will take down your name so that you can connect with them individually. So that being said, let's give them one last applause, please. Dr. Diane, Dr. Rokia, and Dr. Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.